it said that there are arrows in the sky that explain how the entire world works. And while that's not totally true, when you do force diagrams in physics, it comes pretty close because the forces in the universe act on the objects, and understanding the forces through force diagrams allows you to understand how the world operates on these objects. So for instance, if I had a 100-kilogram mass on top of a 40-degree inclined plane, and I wanted to know the acceleration of the mass, then I could easily find that using the force diagram. So the force acting on the mass is gravity, which we can figure out exactly how much force that is by using Newton's second law, which says that all the forces out of an object equal its mass times acceleration. So if you have the gravity of an object, you can easily determine that by calculating the mass times the acceleration onto the object. So in this case, the mass of the object is 100 kilograms, and then the acceleration on it is 9.8 meters per second squared. So your force is 980 newtons. But because the force isn't aimed at the mass at a 90-degree angle, that mass is split between the two legs of a triangle. So you can easily figure out how much force is aimed in this direction perpendicular to keep the mass onto the mountains, and you can figure out how much is in this direction to move it down the inclined plane. So you do that by setting up a force triangle and making the angle the same angle as on your inclined plane. And by using Newton's second law, you can figure out the different sides of the triangle. You can use Newton's second law to calculate the force that is aiming into the inclined plane to keep it on the inclined plane. And the formula for that is mass times the acceleration of gravity times the cosine of this angle, which is a result of 750.72 newtons. And that 750 newtons is also your normal force, keeping it on the inclined plane. So that normal force that is out of the inclined plane and gravity that is into the inclined plane cancel out because this mass isn't accelerating in that direction. You can also determine the force that is pushing this block down the inclined plane. So because the parallel force is opposite of the angle, you use the equation mass times gravity times the sine of theta, which gives a result of 629.93 newtons. And because that is directing it down the inclined plane, you use this number to calculate the acceleration of the mass down the inclined plane. So the force is 629.93 newtons, and your mass is 100 kilograms. So your acceleration is 6.29 meters per second squared. The cool thing about physics and the amazing thing about force diagrams is that if I were actually to get a 40-degree inclined plane in a 100-kilogram box, then it would accelerate down that box 6.29 meters per second squared. That's why I love physics. Thank you.